When you start unraveling the trail of choices, the stacking up of the consequences that you stacked to be able to have a ladder to climb to get to where you want it to be, like this is world building. Like me sitting in this house right now, it's a result of a lot of choices that I made. It didn't just happen. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things click into place for our world to be what it is. And that's just one example. And you could literally do that with anything in your life, is like unravel the trail of choices that led you there. And that's if you like the thing that you're looking at, that's if you fucking hate the thing you're looking at. Unravel the trail of choices that led you there, because it's going to be really important that you understand the choices you made, the consequences that led to, the way those consequences added up, and that's your world. Like you have to understand the connection between choice and consequence and world in order to be able to do all of this on purpose. And so let's get into that, how to develop it on purpose. Okay. I've got 4 steps for you, and I have simplified this as much as possible. And I want you, as we go through this, to think about these 4 categories of the love, health, wealth, and purpose, and maybe pick one that is one of the lesser satisfying areas. Okay. Um, Maybe that's your health. Maybe that's your purpose. Maybe that's a certain area of love in your life. Like, doesn't matter. There's no wrong category. Just go ahead and pick one just for the sake of this, the process of how to develop it, just so you can get as specific as you can as we go through these 4 steps of how to build your world on purpose. So, step number 1 is daydream. Okay, daydream. Get clear on what you want. I mean, if you've been around my work for any period of time, you've heard me say, get clear over and over and over and over. Because if you are not clear on what you want, you have nothing to program into the destination in your GPS. Okay. You can't orient around, I don't know. Like it just doesn't work. You got to know what you want. And when you know what you want, you just program that sucker in your GPS, and then turn by turn, you can get yourself there. Okay. And that's a very simple version of how it works. And practicing it might be a little bit more intricate than that. Okay. And that's where, a lot of the one on one work that I do with people, like this is what we do. So we get clear about what do you want, and daydreaming, giving yourself permission to daydream is a big part of how you get clear about what you want. You start peeking in on your daydreams, and that leads us into step 2, which is okay, you got to believe that the daydream is possible. Is it possible? Let's say in your daydream, you're standing on stage and you are doing like a stand up comedy routine. You're doing material. Okay. And you're making people laugh. You're holding a microphone. There's an audience. This is your daydream. Let's just say, do you believe that that's possible? Like in the world? Okay. Right now, we're not talking about like for you, but like, do you believe that that's possible? And the kind of obvious answer would be, well, yeah, because people are comedians, like every single day. Somebody stands on a stage, they hold a microphone, they stand in front of an audience, and they make them laugh. Like, of course, like this dream is possible. But you need to believe that. You need to believe that it's real, that it's possible, that this can happen. Okay. That's an important step because it builds the foundation for step number 3. So, step 1 is daydream. Step 2, believe it's possible. Step 3, believe it's possible for you. For you, is it possible? Yes, people are comedians, but could you be a comedian or whatever your daydream is? Yes, people do that. Could you do that? Do you believe that you could do that? Because if you don't believe that you could do that, we're stuck. Okay. And again, I go back to the one-on-one work that I do with people is a lot about the daydream and even getting clear in the first place on what is it that you want. And then I would say the second place that a lot of my work revolves around is believing it's possible for you. And typically, that is what I would call a self-worth journey. It's the journey of believing that you are worthy of such a beautiful life experience. And often our wounds and the conditional love that we received early in life, the cultural conditioning in general, has like convinced us that we are just a cog in the machine, that you should just like be grateful for your paycheck, sit down and shut up. Like you shouldn't want more, and like if you want more, then you're greedy and selfish and et cetera, et cetera. Like they plant all kinds of ideas in our minds to get us to disconnect from the belief that it's possible that we could build a life that we love. Okay, there's a lot working against us in that step of the process of believing that it's possible for you. So if you're stuck on that, please just know that that makes sense and that that's a lot of what I do with people in our sessions and one-on-one of like, and if you're already one of my one-on-one clients, then we can talk about that. We can talk about like, I believe it's possible. I don't believe it's possible for me. How do I unpack that? How do I convince myself that it is possible for me? And I would love to have a conversation that sounds like that, where we convince you that it's possible by basically getting the things out of the way, like poking holes in the illusion that are telling you right now that it's not possible. And in a general conversation like this, it's really hard to give like a specific example. But like when we talk about your specific situation, what you want and where you are, it kind of like just becomes clear that like, well, this is what's in the way. So that would be something that we would unpack more in a one-on-one setting. So we've done steps. One is daydream, get clear about what you want. Step two is believe it's possible. Step three is believe it's possible for you. And step four, and this is really the one that we've been talking about this whole time,